Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video. And in this video, we will be talking about the markets. We're going to do a middle of the day market update. I'll talk about everything I think you need to know about the markets right now, and that's it. All right, nothing more, nothing less. That's it. So let's get right into it. It's been the U.S. market has been open for almost 1.5 hours now. I had some other things to do, so preferably I'd make these videos and upload them a little bit earlier. But I couldn't today. But the thing is that well, I mean, it's been a relatively unstable day. It's been a relatively unstable day already. What you can see when we're going over the fundamentals, volatility index is going a little bit lower, so that's a good thing. A little bit less volatility, less uncertainty. However, today what we did have is already some headlines about EU tariffs and a potential back and forth between the US and the EU. So what that has caused, at least at the start, I'm not sure if that's still the case right now. It's a little bit less, but what that has caused so far is some bearish pressure in the traditional financial markets. Again, stocks are down after opening, and that's also what's causing some bearish pressure for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Now, I have to say, we actually did get some data coming in today, some economic data. That was relatively positive, all right? Core PPI and PPI month on month, but also PPI year on year, which is sort of like an inflation rate data point, was actually down or was lower than expected. So that's just in general disinflationary, which is good because we want disinflation. We want interest rates to go down, and that's only possible if there's disinflation. But then on the other hand, we did have jobless claims and initial jobless claims coming in lower than expected, although the data is a little bit mixed. So I would argue in general over the course of today. Here you can, by the way, see the full PPI data here. I would say the full data is actually relatively bullish for the markets. The dollar strength index is up slightly, but that's also, I mean, the dollar strength index has fallen down so much that it was also logical to get a bit of a move. And you can see the first resistance level it encountered, we dropped back down. So overall, the fundamentals, except for the instability because of all the tariffs and just in general geopolitical tension, fundamentals are actually quite good. I mean, a dollar strength index this bearish usually would have caused a lot of bullish momentum in the markets. But all right, but like I said, even though the fundamentals are quite strong, those fundamentals regarding monetary policy for the US matter a little bit less than the other fundamentals, and those are still going on, and those are still producing some bearish pressure for the financial markets. Like I said, those are still producing some uncertainty, and that's also why Bitcoin is still relatively bearish. Now, talking about Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin right now is pushing into support right here at 81,000 and 82,000, we're holding up relatively well. All right, you can see that the Coinbase Bitcoin price is still at a discount, but if you compare the price of Bitcoin with the S&P 500, which I don't like to do, but if you do that, you can see that Bitcoin actually bounced better from the support right here we made the 11th of March. Than that stocks did, or at least it's holding on better in my opinion. So even though at this point of time we're still looking relatively bearish, and I would also say that it's now more likely that we'll actually see a drop back down into support right here between 80 and 78,000. There's some reasons to be bullish on the markets as well, or at least relatively bullish. But all right, so that's the current situation for Bitcoin right now. Like I said, given the current fundamental situation, which is bearish traditional financial markets and uncertainty, I'd say it's most likely for a very uncertain and risky asset such as Bitcoin to drop down lower. There's also no other kind of catalysts from outside of the traditional financial markets that are pushing Bitcoin up. Bitcoin not. A different coin, there are some, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Volume is also dropping down, so there's no real strength in general. Leverage or open interest is down, as you can see. So that's all not amazing. But like I said, Bitcoin has found a strong support right here at 78,000. We're holding on relatively well right now as well. So even though it looks most likely that we'll drop down into the support level, I do not think that we will immediately drop down lower than the support we have already found. But I'll keep you updated on that. I mean, if the fundamentals change, if the trade war stops and we get peace in the East, then we can instantly break above 84,000 as well. It's just the market right now is so sensitive to news and headlines. That's what we depend on. That's very difficult to analyze. But all right, talking about some other things in the market, the coin that I talked about earlier that is actually experiencing some strength is XRP. As expected, if you watch my middle of the day market updates, if you watch my XRP videos, you knew that this was the most likely scenario for XRP and that we actually did expect it to get into 2.41. But now we can also see some outperformance, and I think in general that's just led by some speculation about the Ripple SEC case. But nothing has changed. I mean, I still expect this, regardless of the market circumstances, to push into 2.41. And then there's some other altcoins I wanted to talk about. First of all, if we take a look at the volume, Sol Layer, or just Layer, is ridiculously bullish. I think that's a great candidate to short eventually, but wait for some short signals, all right? Don't enter blindly, and if you want to know when I'm shorting it, consider joining the signal group. But that's up to you. But there's actually quite a few altcoins that are quite interesting. I think Sonic is also very interesting right now. So that's the ticker is just S. You can see right here we actually are trying to form some sort of an uptrend. We're retesting support right now. I think this will, at least if the market remains relatively stable, I think this will actually continue to move up. So that looks interesting. I think Pi is very tradable. I made a video on that this morning. And then outside of that, let's take a look. That's about it. I mean, there's some other coins such as Solve Protocol that was moving a lot, and that seemed quite interesting. Popcat was gaining some momentum this morning, but that's in general. If you take a look at the chart and you zoom out, it's not the best crypto to buy. And that's about it. I mean, we had some news. Lastly, before I end this video, we had some news about Binance potentially being partially acquired, or at least Binance US being partially acquired by World Liberty Finance. That pushed BNB up, but so far it has just remained with a spike up. Now, obviously, if more rumors of that turn out to be true, I think BNB and just in general the BNB ecosystem, such as Lista, such as Cake, can actually get some bullish momentum because of that. But that's, like I said, it's just built on rumors for now, so it's too early. But those are my thoughts. That's sort of thing you need to know. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.